Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City TV special. For those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City TV specials before, it's where I sit down one-on-one with the best content, the best and the biggest content creators in the game, and give them their flowers whilst discussing their football team and other things that are going on within the Premier League and other stuff outside the Premier League, Champions League, for example. So big up to everyone who's supporting Sarcasm City TV. As always, we have today, people. Well, last night we went over 6K subscribers. So big up to everyone. We went over 6,000 subscribers, people. So love. It is now road to 7K. So please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you do that. Share this across all of the socials as well, and subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people. But like I said, back to the Sarcasm City TV specials. Like I was saying, back to the Sarcasm City TV specials. It's all about giving people their flowers. And it's a bit selfish from me, this show, because it's people I'm fans of as well. So when you see people on here, it's not only people you lot are fans of in the chat, it's also people I'm fans of as well, because I'm a fan first. Like the guy we have on here, I always say it, I knew him before he knew me. And he's kicked down so many doors in regards to Manchester United fan content creating, including myself. A lot of the opportunities I get is because of the work he's put in. And if we're talking Manchester United content creators and content creators overall, Mount Rushmore candidate, without doubt. Not only his longevity, but his ability to produce quality content, and his fan cams and things of that nature are so passionate, and I rate them highly. They got me out here feeling I can fight wars. I think he's got over 60K subscribers on his own channel. You can see him on the likes of DR Sports as well. He's worked with the likes of Rants. You see him with Lee Gunner. You see him with all the greatest content creators. Definitely. Hilarious done as well. Gotta welcome my brother to the stream. Malak Saeed is in the building. Yes, family. What are you telling me? You good?
Yo, what you saying, man? What an intro, man. Listen, that was big love for that, man. I appreciate it, man. That's coming in like, yo. I felt I was a WWE superstar all of a sudden. You know what I mean?
It's only right. It's only right, man.
Nah,
You gotta give people the
man.
correct intro, man. Appreciate you jumping on here. Obviously, this is the second time
Always,
you've been on.
man.
In regards to the specials as well, Saeed is in the building. The link for his channel is in the title, people, as well. But yeah, Saeed, obviously always working as well. We're definitely one of the most hardworking as well. But Saeed, we'll start with the title of this Sarcasm City TV special. What can Manchester United challenge for next season? That's what I want to get your thoughts on. What are you looking at next season?
Next season, I want to win the league, man. I can't lie to you, man. I think for me, we could challenge for the league next season, man. And obviously, you know what I mean, the signers will come in there, and you know what I mean, hopefully the Qataris will come in, and hopefully we'll get new ownership. But I want to be challenging for the league next year, man, because a club like Man United should be challenging for the league. And you know, you can't really challenge for top four because it should be a minimum for Man United. It should be a minimum expectancy. But I feel like a club of our stature, you know what I mean? I know we've been through a lot, and I know it's been a rough ride, and you know what I mean, we haven't been where we need to be. But at the same time, you know, this football club, it needs a title challenge. Arsenal have had a 3-year process, but I think with our squad, I think we've got a better all-rounded squad than what Arsenal came into. Yes, he's had time to develop the squad and whatnot and bring in his own personnel. But if we can add to what we've got right now and with the manager we've got right now, you know, I think we should be challenging for the league next season. There are key areas that I think need that to happen in terms of, for me, a De Jong prototype, a striker for me, clear, maybe depth in certain areas, but ultimately we've got the nucleus for to win the league. Again, it's just building around it. You know what I mean? You're looking at, you know, Arsenal this year, they added a few in there, and all of a sudden, boom, you know what I mean? They're serious this year in terms of, you know, possibly winning the league. So I feel like United, they're not far away, but you can see the areas that United need. You know, the depth, the midfield depth, the front three, the striker. I think you add a few more in there. You know what I mean? It could look serious, man. I really do, man. You know what I'm saying?
It could. So onto that as well, you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Don't worry, our star are the best questions. Of course, if you super chat, I'll get to it as well. Continue to pump up the likes and subscribe. You mentioned it there in regards to Manchester United, and we have the nucleus of a team that can go and compete. What first team positions would you like to see Manchester United improve upon?
Yeah, the first one for me is the striker in it.
Striker.
I think for
First.
me, we need a striker desperately. You know, this football club, like I said, in the last how many years, we've not really been successful with strikers, man. I don't know what it is, man. Apart from maybe Zlatan, Lukaku was all right first season. Second season, he kind of
Yeah,
flopped.
yeah,
I
he
think he only
fell
got
off
like
second
12
season.
goals. He
He
fell
fell
off
off second
badly.
season.
Man
Yeah.
was telling him to Timberland and all them. You know what I mean? Like it was,
The Timberland
bro, the
boots
memes
and
are
that.
crazy, man. Timberland boots and that. It was mad, bro. Like he's just, I don't know what happened, but it's the biggest fall off ever. For the first season where he was banging in goals, we were second in the league, things were looking good, and then the next season it was awful, man. And then obviously Ollie didn't like him. After that, who did we really get? Obviously Martial started to step up a little bit, but
He had
again,
that one
injuries.
season where he was firing and injuries did hit him.
Yeah, lockdown, bro. Remember lockdown? NHS Martial, bro. You know what I mean, bro? That was yo. NHS Martial was different
I've
level,
never
bro.
heard that. Yo, NHS Martial was cold. He was different.
NHS
Yeah, yeah.
Martial, man. You know what I mean? With the
100%.
badge on the side, with the little, the stadium flipping, what do you call it? Oh, man, the Tifo and that, bro. I'm telling you, Martial was cooking that season.
Yeah.
Obviously, then injuries have come into it. You know, he's not reliable, man. And I love
No.
Martial. I'm a big fan of him, but he's not reliable. And then after that, you know what I mean? Igalos, what have you had? Like very, very Cavani's. Again, Cavani weren't
Yeah.
ever going to be cutting as a first team striker. Then we went for the Ronaldo option. And then
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he banged for the first season, but again, didn't impact the whole team because I feel like for me, everyone, there was a kind of feeling of like feeling people on edge. And I was at Old Trafford and I seen like, Bruno Fernandes like having arguments with Ronaldo and, it feels like the pressure to kind of play to Ronaldo. And I think then as a team, we don't see the balance in the team. And then Ronaldo, you see that with right now. I know Weghorst isn't the most glamorous, but you've seen there's a balance with Man United a bit. With Ronaldo, we scored, but we suffered as a result as a team.
Facts,
You know
we
what I
did.
mean? And we didn't have that balance. So I feel like striker is a key area, man, for me. I know people are saying Harry Kane. I'm not disputing Harry Kane. My only preference for me is Victor Osimhen. So that one for me is
so you're Osimhen over Harry Kane, is that correct?
over
All right,
Harry Kane.
why are you Osimhen over Kane?
I think for me, obviously, age is a thing because again, people can say age, 29, 30. I understand that, but you can still get a lot of Harry Kane the next 2 or 3 years, and you can still win a league. But I think for me, I just look at the qualities that Osimhen has, and I think what Man United have are lacking up front. I think the goals for me, the different types of goals, the PMP nature, what the Premier League's like, he can fit in like a glove. I think his aerial ability, I think he's a machine, man. I think he's the next Didier Drogba. I really do, man. I think he reminds me so much of Didier Drogba.
High praise.
Yeah, man. I think he's a Didier Drogba regen, man. He's got that pace, power, the way he shrugs off people. Again, like I said, we can have him for so many years, and I feel like people talk at his injury record. Yeah, I don't know. It's been overstated for me. I think he's got all the attributes to be unbelievable in Premier League. I really do. Harry Kane's good, yeah, and he's world class, but I just look at it and I think we're going to be dealing with a lot of messing around with David Levy. A lot, man. If you're telling me Osimhen is 120 to 130 million, but Harry Kane's going to cost you 100 million. If the question is 20, 30 million on top, I'm taking Osimhen. I really am. But it's going to be very difficult. The man, the owner over there, they don't mess around. You've seen it with Kvaratskhelia. He's about to sign a new deal. Osimhen, he's got a dream of playing in the Premier League. But we're going to have competition. You got Chelsea around. I see Kefi Lewis is already straight in there.
Yeah, look in there. Lewis is already... This guy was trolling, This guy's such a troll. That said we have an experienced ex-Golden Boot winner. If you need a number 9, my guys. If he's all those things, Lewis, make sure you go and... You know what? You keep him, fam. If he's all of those experienced ex-Golden Boot winner, you lot need a number 9. You keep him. He's all yours, Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
Potter, you know what to do. Graham Potter... He comes in, puts his arm around the shoulder, said, "Yo, listen, what are you saying, man? You looking to perform under me?" And that could well happen, man. So Chelsea fan have been denying that Lukaku could actually return back, because I don't think Inter Milan want him. He hardly plays for Inter Milan. He's not the first choice striker now for Inter Milan. It's Dzeko and it's Lautaro Martinez, and he's absolutely awful. So you man go need him.
I insist you take him back. Yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? We good. We got other number 9 options, whether it's an Osimhen, whether it's a Kane or somebody else. And to Jonathan A, no, it's just on YouTube. Out of those 2 in particular, I would go Osimhen. But my first choice is Ivan Toney. Obviously, betting scandal aside, because we don't know what's going on. But Ivan Toney, I think, would definitely be cheaper than those two. I think he's more obtainable. And I think that there's always question marks about signing anybody to Manchester United, in particular a striker.
Facts.
But
Facts.
I think there's less question marks over him. The only question mark of him is, can you do it at a higher level? Well, that's not his fault. Same way with Osimhen, it's not only can you do it at a higher level, even though he's done it at a high level in terms of the Champions League, but I'm talking from Serie A to the Premier League, where, can you adapt to the Premier League as well, which I think he could. I'm not against Osimhen. And then it comes down to price points. And let's say Osimhen is 130 million, and let's say, for example, Ivan Toney's 70, 80 million. I don't think Osimhen is worth that extra money there, that 40, 50, 60 million, whatever it could be, over than Ivan Toney. But don't get mistaken, I'm not against Osimhen. I think Osimhen, if he comes here, will score goals and be fine. Same way I think Ivan Toney the same. The same way Harry Kane, as much as I have reservations about certain things, Harry Kane is more so the price point with Harry Kane. 29-30 with a year left on your deal and you're unhappy. If we go and spend 100 million on him, I just think that's stupid business. I just think that not just Harry Kane, anybody. Signing any player who's got a year left, who's unhappy at his football club, that's bad business. You're negotiating from the position of power. But for me personally, I go Ivan Toney. Yeah, go on.
Thing is, you've got a good point there in terms of Ivan Toney going to the next level. You can't get away with not scoring 2 games for United. You know that?
Absolutely.
Like, I know it's everyone else contributes, but if you're a number 9 and you ain't scoring in 2-3 games, which I think sometimes might happen at Brentford, and it's okay because then everyone's like, well, it's Brentford. Well, the standards are not that high, and maybe other people are not performing, and they shouldn't solely rely on Tony. But when you're a number 9 for Man United, like I say with David De Gea, it's a different position, man. You're scrutinized. You are scrutinized every single week. And I feel like for me, can Ivan Toney handle that? I don't know what his mentality is like. I don't know what he's, I don't know what he's like as a person, whether when he goes through tough periods, you know what I mean? But at Man United, you must score goals. You must deliver.
What I will say to that is, because he's not solely a goal scorer, that's where
that's what
the rest of his skill set. Because to me, and this is just me when I've watched him, I think he's the complete striker. Everything you want from him, you could get. So we're talking, he scores goals. Bear in mind, I think he's the 3rd highest goal scorer in the league, playing for Brentford currently. I think so. He's either 3rd or 4th.
That's not bad at all.
I'll have to check that. But yeah, he's so 1, he's scoring goals. Yeah. 2, he gets assists. You know what I'm saying? 3, he's a great link-up man. 4, he can run the channels. He can play up front on his own. I'm sure he could play in the 2 as well. To me, he does there's no more I can ask of Ivan Toney in terms of overall play. 16 goals playing for Brentford. So goal scoring is not a problem. And bear in mind, at Manchester United, you're going to get more of the ball and you're going to be surrounded by better quality and get to more chances. So if you're getting 16 goals at Brentford and we're only at the end of March, what could you do at Manchester United? So I don't think goal scoring is a problem. Bear in mind as well, it's not all going to be on him. Because Brentford, he's the main man there and the burden's on him and he steps up to the plate. But at Manchester United, there's Rashford, there's Bruno, there's Anthony, there's other players who not everyone's looking at you. You know what I'm saying? He only played a couple of games at Newcastle. I checked it. I didn't even know until somebody mentioned that he played at Newcastle Star Lord.
He kind of flopped. It was the start of his career, though.
Yeah, I think he played 2-3 matches. I was checking on Wikipedia. He barely played. So to my point at Ivan Toney is he's a great foil for others. So not only does he score goals for himself, he's Rashford. I think he's the perfect foil for the likes of Rashford.
Link up imagine now he's nodding it behind for Rashford and whatnot. I get that. He
scores all types of different goals. Right foot, left foot, can score in the air, score in the box. Pace.
It's a shame that we don't think like that, though. It's a shame that I feel like for me, because the way Man United are, and again, it could be different when the new ownership come up, but I just feel like with Man United, man, it's especially with the director of football, they're always looking for a kind of a marquee signing. They're always looking for a striker that's a commercial name. Ivan Toney isn't that commercial name. All of a sudden, Kolo Muani is a commercial name. It's like almost like
out of nowhere.
Yeah, but even him, for me, I've watched him a couple of times. I think he's a very good player, but he's now crossing the idea of winger, striker. You know what I mean? He's still like learning his game because the manager keeps putting him on the right. I want you to know are you a striker, or are you playing across the front 3? Because he is still doing that for France. He sometimes does it for Frankfurt. So I feel like for me, he could be that. But again, he's coming at a ridiculous price. Apparently, they want 100 million as well.
Yeah, I'm hearing 100 million based off of what? Like, what is that based off? What performances have you put in season upon season to be 100 million? Before we continue, though, there's over 80 of you lot locked in, which is big. But let's bump up the likes, people. We're only at 35 likes. Let's get that up to 60 likes, people. So let's hit the like button as soon as you land. I know some of you lot haven't. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell. Like I stated, we just recently, last night, went over 6,000 subscribers. So big up to you lot.
Big up for that.
I'm saying, yeah, man, appreciated, man. Much appreciated. So you lot hit the like button. We're at 6,052 right now. 8 more, man. Get us to 6,060. There's over 80 of you lot locked in. And subscribe to Saeed's channel as well. The link is in the title. Click the link, opens up a new tab, and you can subscribe to his channel and find all his socials. But back to the point, you made a valid point about Ivan Toney and not going 2 games. Like, you can't go 2, 3, 4 games without scoring.
Yes.
But I look at that, and to the Harry Kane point, one of the biggest criticisms of him is at Spurs in the big games, he's not delivered. You know as well as I do. When it comes to the big games at Manchester United, you can't not deliver. We can't be in quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals of any competition, whether that's Europe or whether that's domestically, and you're not delivering. Because when you look at the big games at Spurs, whether it's quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals, when has he ever delivered?
That's what I'm saying. And that's another thing as well, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That mentality, I don't know if I want that at United as well. Listen, it's something that's happened every single time. At big stages, he's not delivered. And people can say, oh, well, it's the team. International as well. People can say it's not the team, but you're a striker. You know, I've seen Victor Osimhen deliver for Napoli. I've seen him, at big moments, be there for the team. Like, I need you to know that, are you there for the team? And are we going to talk about his mentality being fragile when he's at Man United? Again, we've seen big strikers come at Man United and they flopped, and they were coming in similar. I'm not saying similar hype to Harry Kane, but Lukaku was one of the best strikers in the world at that time. Let's not kid ourselves. You know what I mean? There's strikers that come in at their peak, or players that have come into Man United at their peak and just flopped. Man United's a big club, man. You know what I mean? So we've got to be very, very careful as to what we pick. But ultimately, we're going to get shafted anyway, regardless in terms of money anyway. Like, because we need a striker, and we don't have any. And Martial might be sold in the summer. Weghorst might not be given a new contract. You don't know. Yeah, so this is our only striker. You know what I mean? So we are going to have to pay premium. And I think ideally we needed about 2 or 3 strikers.
I don't know why that was going to be my next question. How many would you sign? Would you sign 2 strikers? Would you get 3? Like, how many are you looking at?
I'm thinking 2, I'm thinking, but then again, it depends. In our academy, we haven't got anything going on right now in the minute. You know what I mean? You've got the guy at Newport County. He's gone over there on loan. I'm not going to lie to you. The academy's poor, man. And this is why when people talk about people like, Greenwood and whatnot, and I understand that the people who say bring him back, because again, there's not a lot to kind of look at in terms of the academy, just in general. So I understand that, but at the same time, Man United should be always looking to buy depth. Like, we had 4 under
Sir Alex
Ferguson. Yep. You know what I mean, bro? Like, even man that weren't playing, like you come and do a job like Danny Welbeck, bro. I'm not gonna say Danny Welbeck, I want him back, but we used to have players like that in the squad. Squad player, bro. Danny Welbeck was cold, man. You get me? So for me, squad player is what you need to come and do a job and help us do things and help us be that kind of. I'm looking at the Ferguson brother, but then again, how much would Brighton want for Ferguson? Because they're going to be daft enough to say, you know what, we want him for 50 million. Bro, you best believe 18 years old, a prodigy. You know what they call it, a prodigy at that age? They call it a prodigy.
How many games has he played, though? That people are just hyping him up already? It's a handful,
that's what I'm saying, man. They'll say 50 million. We want 50 million for this kid. You know what I mean? That's a problem, man.
Check his numbers
everything now, premium now. Like, people, someone said to me the other day, like 100 million is now the new 50 million.
It's kind of like that. It is kind of like that.
So everything now is crazy. And I think, for me, I would rather wait for another season if we're going to pay that 50 million. But then again, he would be probably worth more if he had 2 good seasons. 18 years old. They only bought him for like what?
And people are talking about
something like that.
Yo, man's played 10 games this season, and he played a 1 game last season. He's played 11 matches in total for Brighton, and people are quoting 50 million.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be a bargain come free. He's 50. Nah, man, you got to do better than that. I'm not saying he's not good, people. I'm just saying I need more than 11 matches. 11 matches.
Yeah. Do you not think, though, the striker option right now, we're in it's dire, man. It's dire. Like, to go for a striker now, You know, there's not many. Look at Juan Carlos Ramos. After 2 seasons is 120 million release clause. Like that's what you're paying now. Look at Enzo Fernandez. His release clause was 15 million, and that's what clubs are doing now. Unless we have good scouting and we go to, and I've been saying this for me, Man United should have the best scouts in South America. They should have the best scouts. Why do we allow teams like Benfica, who again, to Man United are nobodies, like to Man United.
They don't have our resources. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they don't have our resources. Are you kidding me? But somehow they buy the best South American talent. Why? Why do they buy the best South American talent? What are we doing? Remember when Caicedo was going for about 4.5 million, and Man United turned their nose down on Caicedo for 4.5 million. Yeah. Why did we pull the plug in for them? Look at the one that's Argentina, Man City right now. Alvarez, yeah. Ragnick wanted him. Ragnick touted him. All of a sudden, no. Man City came in, bang, 14 million, done. Outrageous. This is the biggest issues I want with the new owners, man. They've got to have better scouting teams.
Agreed.
You can't be telling people like Michael Keane and them, man, and I don't know who else is coming, by the way. You know what I mean? People that are coming and you're like, bro, do you know what you're doing? Like, when are we getting gems like at this football club that we can just say, you know what? He's come out of nowhere. Man City have got Perone out of nowhere. Plays for Argentina under 20. You've got to do this. Real Madrid do it as well.
Agreed. And that's where it has to be. So that's why when people say, oh, there's no value in the market. No, there's no value in terms. There is strikers out there. We just don't know them. There's not strikers on the radar in terms of like Osimhen is an obvious signing. Ivan Toney, Harry Kane. These are all obvious signings because we're seeing them, the latter two in the Premier League. We're seeing the former in Serie A and in the Champions League. They're easy signings. There is strikers out there, whether it's like you said, whether it's South America, whether it's North America, whether you go Africa, whether it's Australia. Facts. How about you just turn up to Clairefontaine and just why are we not looking in France? The amount of French talented youngsters that have come through recently that are French, why are we not pulling up in Ligue 1 and the league below that and looking there and going to France? Why are we not there at Clairefontaine legit that has continuously
John Murtaugh's going on a cruise ship across Europe. John Murtaugh just went to all the way. Go on. No, I'm just saying, like, John Murtaugh literally flew all the way to Italy and couldn't negotiate for Rabiot. And I'm not saying I want Rabiot, but I'm just saying, man couldn't negotiate. Man couldn't negotiate for De Jong. Bro, I get it, De Jong, when this and that was going on, but everything he's done, like, when he's got around, it's like, it takes so much time. Look at Lisandro Martinez. Look at Anthony dilly-dallying around. Bro, they just go everywhere and they don't do anything. And if they do something, we're always paying a premium every single time.
The thing is, I'm not fussed about the premium, but then that's when there is less margin for error and you have to make sure the player is spot on. And this is where it ties into having a system, having a manager with a system, and you know the player is going to go into that system and be fine. Like, that's what I'm looking at. Because for the most part, Ten Hag's got it right in terms of, I love the last summer we had. I have no issues with any of the players. Do I want to see Anthony? You could say Anthony's the worst. Yes, I want to see Anthony improve without doubt. But I like Casemiro, Eriksen.
But it is scattergun. It is like
a bit of a scattergun approach. We do need to be more meticulous with our approach. Yes,
that's the word.
That's what I would say. Let me just get to this from Prince as well, who says, I'm surprised Premier League changed owners' guidelines just before United purchase, but they have no regulations against irresponsible debt piling owners. We'll get to this, Prince. We're going to get to the owners and get Saeed's thought. Go on, fam. Say what he's going to say.
Yeah, I was just kind of saying, like, the scattergun approach is all right, but I feel like for me, you know, you've got to understand that, you know, it was scary that Man United were going in for Rabiot, that they would not probably not gone for Casemiro. That's what's scary, though.
That is scary.
That is crazy. Right. And I know football doesn't work like that, and you know what I mean, it's hindsight's a wonderful thing, but it could have happened, bro. It could have happened.
You right? No, 110% you right.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Let's be real.
How are we going for Rabiot over Casemiro? That's obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah. You spitting? Nah, 110%. Well, back to it.
Real, man.
Yeah, go on.
No, I'm just saying that's let's be real, that it could have gone that way. And that's where there's the kind of ultimate kind of like it's a bit like, oh, that's a bit mad still. That's very, very mad.
So you said it, a couple of strikers you're looking to bring in. Central midfield. Obviously, everyone knows that we need someone next to Casemiro, or most people would say that. That's definitely what I would say as well. Is there any names you look at apart from De Jong? Because personally, I think the De Jong boat has sailed. That's just me personally. But what are you saying?
I think I got one more in me.
You ready to run the saga back again? You ready to
I
run the
think I got
saga
one
back
more in
again?
me.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it, Saeed, man. I can't. Nah, man.
No,
I'm done.
I'm only joking.
I'm done.
I think it has sailed, but I wouldn't. You know how, like, if there's a gal, yeah, and you've been telling him, yo,
It's gonna be
listen,
good.
but then like today she looked like fine in it. I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna let you do your thing because she looks all right in it. So you know what? I see where you're going with this, innit? That's where I'm like, if Ten Hag says, yo, yeah, man, I might be feeling him again, so let's go back in. Then I would be like, you know what? Fair enough. But you know why? You know why I say Frankie De Jong is so still crucial? It's because there's not many players like him around, man. I'll be real with you, bro, man. What he can do, yes, there's Barellas, there's people like that out there, you know what I mean? But it's very, very difficult to kind of get a player who can do that role, man. You know what I mean? There's not many players, bro. And if they are players, they're going to cost you a lot of money. You know what I mean? So
True.
I think for me, I think we need a six who again can be is a very, very good player who is a very good distributor of the ball, possession based, very, very tidy in possession. I want to control games, so I want a controller. I want a Modric type. That's what's similar to obviously to De Jong as well. I want someone that can control games, but also can drive with the ball and progress the ball quickly. And I also want a box to box. I want someone who's an advanced 8 who can do a bit of both. There's that Quadicone that's around. Maybe Lefi. I need to watch more of him now. I'm not gonna lie to you. He plays for Lorient. But there's a couple. But again, it's very, very the options right now, they're not many at the minute because it's like everyone's set right now. Everybody's still set. Like, if you look at Europe right now, midfielder wise, where would you look? Because everybody's still like,
it's tough. You're right.
Yeah,
Like, I'm a big fan. Don't get me mistaken, people. Two things. I'm a big fan of De Jong. Yes, I would love to see him at Manchester United. I just don't think he wants to be here. So then you have to go and try and locate somebody else.
The Messi thing might help,
What do you mean?
Because if Messi comes in and then the wages to get Messi are gonna be a lot. Let's say he's on $1 million a week now at PSG. If he says, all right, I'll reduce it and I want 500k a week. If they then have to find a source of players leaving, and De Jong is one of them, and he's told to kind of leave the football club, that might be an issue that we could get. But again, like I said to you, it's not very good. In it. PSG have some. I like the guy, but then he's only just come in the club. What's the one that used to play for Napoli? I forgot his name.
Let us know in the chat. Who is this? Who you talking about? Let us know in the chat, please, people. I'm not sure. But yeah, there isn't many. But Dan said it there. There's not many options we know of, but that's what the scouting network is for. And that's it. The scouting network, earn your money, earn your bread. That's how I look at it. Is it an easy job? Absolutely not. The job that Manchester United scouts have to do is extremely tough, people. Don't get it mistaken. Going to locate a striker, a midfielder, or anybody to go into the Manchester United first team is extremely
get the right
tough.
one as well.
But you are paid extremely well to do an extremely tough job. You are compensated. Therefore, that's why you're paid thousands upon thousands, you know what I'm saying, per week. This is why we spend millions upon millions per year on our recruitment team and on the scouting network. So if you can't do the job, get moved on. There's a reason you're paid our premium. You're not there on minimum wage.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Facts.
So
you're not there on minimum wage.
Yeah, that's why I'm so tough on them, because I'm like, yo, you lot are paid big money. Probably the best. I bet if we had inside knowledge, I bet Manchester United are right up there with Europe's best. They're probably in the top 3, top 5. So therefore, if you're being paid in the top 3 or top 5 in your field, I expect top 3, top 5 results. Go locate me a midfielder that's on the level of a De Jong. Go do it. There's definitely one out.
And this is it. You can't go and get it. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And I think for me, ultimately, the resources that we have right now, and especially the players we have right now, there's a lot of players that could be leaving, man. So Donny will leave. You think McTominay will leave. And, you don't know with the situation with Fred. I don't know. Like I said, he's got 1 year left. Again, you don't know. He could have a random one where he said, I might leave, or, you're not going to get a new contract, and someone comes in for him. That's say free. Then you got Ericsson. Again, it's a bit so we don't know as well. You know what I mean? It's not as if we know. Tuchel might want him. Tuchel might say, no, come back. I want you in my plans. True. You're in my plans. Tuchel's a new manager. Again, so it would leave us with Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, and Ericsson. 3 midfielders.
Which means we need 3 midfielders, which I think we need anyway.
We need 3 midfielders.
You know
so and that for me, and I don't want to see, because we lost him, we don't have to buy this player. Because we lost
that's
Donny,
ridiculous.
we got some bits of no. You go and buy midfielders because I think you can't get tired of midfielders, man. You can't get tired of midfielders, man. You can't. It simply can't because at the end of the day,
Agreed.
you've got different options. And this football club, we need to control games. That's one thing I think for me is the next step for Ten Hag is that I want him to control games. I don't want him to kind of be like, oh well, yeah. We're sitting. Nah, man, control games, bro.
Control games once he's got his personnel. I agree with you.
Personnel. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's the next bit where I'm like, Ten Hag. I love the transition football. I love the fact that we can switch it up and different style. But I want to see not getting buffed off the park by Southampton. I want to see them camped in. I want to see them, man. Pulled in a little bit. So yeah, man, midfield's a big option now, man. 100%, bro.
Midfield is. So you're saying two strikers, definitely a midfielder like an Eriksen upgrade to play alongside Casemiro. And this ties into the next point I was going to make it because we got two left back, obviously. Would you actually right back before we go to left back? Because Luke Shaw, somebody asked about, and we'll get to that in regards to him signing a new contract. But right back, what would you do? Would you keep Dalot and Wan-Bissaka? Would you sell one of them and then go and sign a new right back? Would you get rid of them both and sign a first teamer and a backup to that?
I feel like Wan-Bissaka will leave in the summer. I really do, man. I think Wan-Bissaka won't, because I feel like for me, he don't want to be that kind of fall guy, innit? I think he'll just be like, you know what, man? Nah, man. I feel like for me, I should be number one. I feel like for me, I can play consistently elsewhere. Maybe I don't know, another club where maybe like I don't know, Brighton. I don't know, whoever it is anyway that's playing.
Let me ask you though, if he wanted to stay, would you keep him? So you're in charge. You can keep Wan-Bissaka or sell him. You would keep him.
I would keep Wan-Bissaka and Dalot. I don't think it's a big situation where we need to sort out. I know people are saying Dumfries, but come on, man. Dumfries, is he a good option? Who's the other guy that Frimpong? I haven't watched a lot of him, but when I have watched him, I think defensively he can be got at. There's a couple of players I'm like, the right back market isn't lively. It's not making me jump on the edge of my seat.
There isn't a lot.
You know what I mean, bro? The only right back I've looked at this season, I thought, wow, he's quality. He's the Napoli right back, Di Lorenzo. But again, he's 29. So
Di Lorenzo, I've seen him. When I've seen him, he's played well. You know what I'm saying?
He's been playing well. So nobody's moved me. We're not going to go get Hakimi. We're not going to go and get the best right back. So we're looking at players that you look at Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, think, are they a massive upgrade on them? Are they a massive upgrade on them? So I wouldn't, for me, change that. I really wouldn't. I just keep them both together and let them fight it for. I think Dalot, for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Do I think he's the best right back in the world? No. Has he got enough attributes to be a competent right back? Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've given him my due credits this season. And I think for me, he can keep at number one. I just think sometimes defensively he can be got at, and I think sometimes, you know what I mean, when his head goes, mentality-wise, I worry about him. But that's just my own opinion about Dalot. But yeah, I think the right back situation, I think we're calm, you can't sort out everywhere, broski. You can't, man. You can't be like, yeah, that position would sort out.
Again, if we get new owners, though, we can, because we seen what, even though it went wrong for them, we seen what Chelsea tried to do. Chelsea tried to solve everything. So with the right ownership, if Chelsea would have spent, and it's still yet to be seen how well that money was spent, because they were messed before. But with Ten Hag, there's no reason to me why we can't go and sign two strikers, go and sign a central midfielder, go and sign a right back if that's what he wants, and a left back if that's what he wants. It depends on first team, because obviously what we want in terms of first team and squad players may be different from Ten Hag. Because I've said overall, I think first team as a squad players, I think I said 10, 11, I think we need overall in terms of improvement. You might say different. You might say 14, 15. You might say 8, 9. But Ten Hag might be like, I only need 4 or 5. He may be different on it, like in terms of just the right back slot. But that's where it is. So I think money is there to be spent if we get new owners, which obviously we will talk about as well. But Luke Shaw, because we was going to get to this, big up to Mook, who says, I don't know if you man talked about it, but what do you think about Shaw's new contract and Ten Hag's response to it in the press conference? Somebody please, Mook, or somebody else, please drop what Ten Hag said. I haven't heard his response in regards to that, but where do you stand on it? Do you want to see, because people are thinking, Shaw's new contract could be for multiple things. 1, Ten Hag legit wants to keep him. 2, it could be to make sure if we do want to move him on in the summer, we are negotiating from a position of power. Or 3, he might become the backup centre back to Martinez. But what would you do in regards to our left backs? Would you move on Shaw, bring in a new left back? Would you keep Shaw?
Well, it's signed a new deal today, so again, the club have faith in it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think we should have given him a new contract right now. I would have waited to the end of the season, me, because again, he's a sort of player that is incentive based. He's a sort of player that needs that kind of like push. You know what I mean? If you give him everything, he doesn't know how to deal with it, Luke Shaw. Because when he gets complacent is when he's kind of almost like relaxed and he's almost like, yeah, I've got this position locked in. As soon as he gets competition, he's on it. He's like, yeah, I can be the best left back in the world, or I can be the best back in the league. I think for me, he's got to be focused. And I think a focused Luke Shaw, yeah, I don't mind giving him a contract. But when do you see that focused Luke Shaw? It's once every blue minute. It's for 8 months, and then after he goes off the boil. Like for me, I think Malacia has been very, very harshly done by to not get more minutes. Again, Luke Shaw stepped up, and I'm not disputing that, and I'm not discrediting that. But 4-year contract, I think it's too much for me. I would have given him a 2-year contract, possibly 2.5. At best, maybe 3. But 4 years for me. But the thing why I feel like he's given it him, and this is where I'm looking at Ten Hag, is that he can play centre-back. That's the key reason why. Centre-back, he trusts him. He thinks he can have a role for the next 4 years. He thinks at centre-back will be his future position. So that means then it doesn't rule out next season we buying a left-back.
Is that your preference, Luke Shaw, to be back up to Martinez and we go and sign a left-back? If you was in charge, is that what you would do?
I still think we need left side centre back. Yes, left side centre back. Yes, because I feel like
what I'm saying is, would you have Shaw as backup to Martinez and then go and sign a left back, or would you just get rid of Shaw and bring in both next season?
Not the season coming, the season after.
Okay,
so next season I can still do with Shaw and Malacia, just about now, and then the season after I would, because then Luke Shaw would be 28, 29, going 30. So I think then he started to get an aging player. But yeah, I think for me, because it's when I look at left-sided centre backs, I'm looking at it in the world football. I don't know what's thereabouts. I don't know. You got what's his name? The one who plays for RB Leipzig. What's his name? Gvardiol. But again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know about him. I think he's all right. I think he's a good player, good defender. But 100 million, not sure for me. I think it's the other side of centre back that I would go and get. So Varane backup is what we need. But on the left-hand side, if we're talking left back, I think we can survive one more season.
All right.
But this is a funny quote, by the way.
Have you been saying this? Is this actually so? It says Ten Hag on Luke Shaw signing a new contract. If he signed, I don't know. I haven't heard. John Murtaugh didn't inform me until now. I have to wait for that. I think I think this is tongue in cheek. There's no way he didn't know. There's no way Manchester United offered him a new deal.
But it's also, he doesn't mean it in a sense of, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know about the contract, but he didn't know about it being announced today. Like, John Murtaugh should have told him, bro, you got a press conference, big man. Man's got a press conference. Imagine you're coming to a press conference here, and the first question asks you, what do you think about Luke Shaw's contract? He's just signed a new contract. I didn't know about that. It's going to happen today. But yeah, I'm happy for him, and I'm glad he signed. Because what he said after that is, I'm glad he signed.
I have to wait for that. If it's true, I am pleased. We definitely want to keep him because he's a really important player for our team. Yeah, that makes sense then. You know what I'm saying? So he might have known about, he probably knew about the deal. He just didn't know it had been signed and it was going to be announced today. Fair enough.
Yeah. But again, man like Murtaugh, man, he used to let people know in it. Like he's got a professional job. Yeah, message him straight away. Say, yo, listen, just to let you know, Shaw signed a new contract. Cool. Then I can be like, yeah, we're happy with that. Because at the end of the day, with Ten Hag, he likes to be in control of this media. You know what they're like, innit? The media will be like, yo, what's going on? You know, do you hear about this? And they can make stories up. For all we know, they might make stories up, be like, yo, listen, this is what's happening. And then he could be like, well, we don't know. And that's what he said about the ownership situation. He said, you know what? We don't know what's happening with the ownership situation. This is what's happening, etc., etc. So you're going to have to just wait and see. So I get that. But at the same time, a bit of communication wouldn't do no harm, would it? You know what I mean? Man like Murtaugh, man. You know what I mean? Little bit.
Communication, man. Come on, man.
You know what I mean, bro? Come on, man.
For real. So it is. And that being said, another thing that is always a talking point as well in regards to Manchester United, because Jesse asked me, he says, Flores, you reckon we can still win the Premier League with De Gea? So we'll go to you. That question, do you reckon we can still win a Premier League with De Gea, number one? Number two, would you keep De Gea? Would you sell him? Thoughts?
I think we can win the Premier League with De Gea. I really do. Listen, man, we've done it before, and I'm not saying the football's the same right now, but I think with a stronger midfield, a stronger defense, one more year with Ten Hag, I don't see why not, man. I think we build stronger with better players and whatnot. I think I think I get it. Distribution wise, he's not the best. Modern day keeping is not the best, but for what a keeper is and what he is, he saves us a lot of points.
You do
Just
say
by
so.
looking at that, I get it. But are we saying he cost us games by points? And that's a question to you. Does he cost us game by points?
No, he don't cost us games by points. The issue that people have with De Gea and the issue I have with De Gea, you mentioned it there in terms of the whole modern day goalkeeping aspect. So he don't cost us points in like directly, but we can't play like his distribution from the back not being good is a problem for us.
Oh, by the way,
Is that
Paratici left
Oh, is
Tottenham.
Paratici left? Yeah, Jazz just jumped for joy. You know what I'm saying? Big up my guy, Jazz.
Yeah, man.
Paratici's left. We'll be discussing that. So that's where it lies. The fact that he don't cost us points, but he will cost us. He cost us offensively. He cost us, and you mentioned controlling games. He cost us that to an extent, not majorly.
That's without midfielders.
Enough.
Imagine you have midfielders in front of him.
Even with midfielders in front, the fact that he can't pick up the ball and spray it 70 yards to our winger is a problem. Goalkeepers,
I don't want him to spray it 70 yards to the winger, though. I want him to get from the back.
You don't want him to do that, but you want him to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Alisson doesn't do that every game for Liverpool, but it's in his locker. Brighton, remember when we played Brighton? I think it was last season. One of their goals, I believe, their goalkeeper picked it up. I can't remember. Let us know in the chat, people, who the Brighton goalkeeper is. His name's eluded me. And he sprayed it. Sanchez picked up the ball in his own box and sprayed. Why our right hand side was so wide open, I don't know. Sprayed it to I think it was their left back or left winger, and they ended up scoring from that. Like the goalkeeper won't get an assist for that, but that's what's it called? That's a great asset to have. That is my issue with
that. But it's not a way of. It's a way of playing, but is it a fundamental reason why you would get more points? I don't think it is.
Yes,
I think midfielders, yeah.
Midfielders too, yeah, because we need midfielders, but also goalkeeping. And big up my bro Tox, he hit the nail on the head when he spoke to me about because I was in the camp with not so much you, but I was more on the fence. Like De Gea is cool. We have other areas to address outside of shot stopping. What else does David De Gea excel at?
Well, that's the main part of a keeper.
And this is my point. The same thing that we have the conversations about Haaland, which I disagree with, but I use Haaland as the example because he's the major point. Yes. People say about Haaland, all he offers you is goals. Bear in mind, Haaland scores goals at a ridiculous rate. Well, people say that's all he offers. And I was like, I wouldn't accept any outfield player just giving me one thing. So why am I accepting it from my goalkeeper? Not saying De Gea is bad. Because De Gea, I don't think, is a bad goalkeeper. He's a very good goalkeeper. When it comes to shot stopping, he is exceptional. Like some of the saves he pulls off, even the Fulham game, ridiculous. But I don't want a goalkeeper who just excels at one thing.
So let's go back to your point then. Let's go back to your point.
A striker who just that's why I was critical of Ronaldo. The same thing. Because Ronaldo.
Let's go back to your Haaland point then.
Yeah.
So you say Haaland is exceptional at goal scoring, but everything else of his game is probably, you'd say, it's not the kind of the best, is it?
That's where I used him as the example, but I disagree with people when they say Haaland offers City nothing else outside of goal scoring.
It's limited. It's limited though. It's limited
to an extent.
Well polished.
It's not the best, but what he does for Manchester City is ridiculous in terms of when teams face Manchester City, he is the main. How do we stop Haaland? Stop the ball into Haaland. And you know what that does when everyone's concentrating on Haaland? It takes away the attentions from De Bruyne, Mahrez, Foden, Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. I want that in my team. Haaland's the main. Everyone's talking about, Haaland's the star man. Haaland's the star man. The reason why Manchester City have had such a poor season isn't because of Haaland. Is one, they sold all their pace and power out wide in Sterling and Jesus number, and the rest of their attacking players haven't been doing the business. And I say this all the time to people who say, "Oh, Haaland just gives you goals. Haaland just gives you goals." If your team are facing Manchester City in the Champions League, do you want him on the pitch or in the stand? Everyone gonna stay in the stand. So if he's just giving you goals, clearly he's an issue in that. Does he need to improve his overall game? Absolutely. Not saying he doesn't. But what I'm saying is that Haaland gives you more than goals because he's the main point of attack. He's the main thing that defenders are talking. He creates so much space for others. Because it's like, stop Haaland. How do we stop Haaland? How which labels the likes of Foden and De Bruyne and Gundogan and Bernardo Silva to get and Mahrez to get on the ball. Like, but Joe Wise says I disagree. Go on.
I think for me, with the thing is, when you have a certain, I don't know, a car. You say you have a car, yeah, and David Hay is the body of the car. You're gonna have to need suspensions. You're gonna have to need you need so much things to help the car enhance and to
Absolutely.
become what
Yeah.
it needs to be. And I feel like that's what David De Gea is. That you've got a car now; it's pin my ride it now. Go and get the midfielders
All
around
right,
it.
I love
Go
that.
and get because It's not like it's like saying now we always say what can you do with Pogba and whatnot. David De Gea, if you know his deficiencies is, just get everything around it to be polished. And I think midfielders, if you go and get midfielders
Midfielders
in
do
there,
help.
control games.
100%. But this goes back to my point is me personally, I can only talk for me. And actually, most of us aren't accepting an outfield player who just excels at one thing. We criticized
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka for that. That was the biggest criticism of Wan-Bissaka before this last season was he's great one-on-one. He gives us nothing else. De Gea is great at shot stopping. He gives us nothing else. And to Joe, who said, shot stopping is the most important attribute of a goalkeeper. Yes, he is. Yes, it is. Not disputing that. But you have to give more. Otherwise, Ronaldo would still be here. Ronaldo scored goals. He got 26 goals in that last season. You know what I'm saying? Last season, he scored 26 goals. But what we were all criticizing for, because he gave us nothing else. So why is it okay for De Gea, but it's not okay for Cristiano Ronaldo?
Because you know why? You know why it's okay for De Gea, though? It's because there's still 11 players out there. You know what I mean? There's still 11 players to influence the game. Whereas you don't want the keeper influencing the game. You want the 11, so the 10 outfield players influencing the game. The keeper's there, don't get me wrong. He's there to save, but again, it's still the 10 that's in front of him to influence the game. That's why I think it's different between Ronaldo and David De Gea. You know what I mean? With Ronaldo, he can influence the game massive because he's almost like goal hanging, or sometimes he's not checking back and sometimes he's not pressing from the front. David De Gea, he's in his box. He's waiting for a goal to come to him. He has to save it. You know what I mean?
And to LFC for the W said Edison gives distribution, he gives nothing else. That's a lie. He's a sweeper keeper. Like, don't do that. He excels at being a sweeper keeper. This is my point. When I say excel, people, I'm talking on a scale of 0 to 10. What is David De Gea 8 out of 10 or better at? What is he outside of shot stopping? There's nothing. He's not a sweeper keeper like that, even though I think he's improved this season. His distribution isn't that, even though I think he's improved this season. His coming for crosses ain't that. He's coming for corners and free kicks. Is not that. He don't command his area. There isn't communication like that. David De Gea is.
I agree.
He's an A1 shot stopper, people. When it comes to shot stopping, I don't think there's anybody better in the league when it comes to solely shot stopping. But the game has moved on. This ain't the 90s. This ain't the early 2000s.
You think it's an easy position to fill? That's my argument.
No, it's ridiculous.
You got to be very careful too.
But you have to improve. Like I said, for De Gea, he is not it anymore in 2023, and that's not a shot. People act like I'm not taking a shot at David De Gea. Yeah, I know you disagree on it. Like, I just think we can get the shot stopping and get so much more. Go get me an Alisson. If we're talking Alisson or De Gea, it's not a question.
I think we need competition. I'm in favor for competition. If we go and get next season, David De Gea plus Onana, whoever, and they battle it out for number 1, I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Doggy dog. Whoever wins. I'm here for that.
No. I'm with that. I'm not here saying, sell De Gea. I'm saying go and get a first choice goalkeeper, because to my point is we're chasing down the likes of Manchester City. Obviously, Liverpool fell off this season, but all the teams are in and around us in it. So take out Spurs, the rest of the big four. So you're talking City, you're talking Liverpool, you're talking Chelsea, you're talking Arsenal. Go catch the goalkeeper. Go and have play. If we do a combined 11, we should be able to have every single player put into to get into that combined 11. Go on, fam.
And by the way, I don't think anything what I've said, I don't think it's sentimental. I just believe David De Gea could still do a job for Man United. I genuinely think for me, people are looking at the bigger issue. The midfield for me is a bigger issue than a goalkeeper.
Don't get it mistaken. I'm with you on that. I'm not saying the goalkeeper is main priority. I think striker.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think striker and midfield are major issues. But why I look at the goalkeeper, because I'm looking at the spine of our team, and you mentioned it right at the start of the stream in terms of nucleus. And I go, the 2 centre backs I like, Casemiro I like, but I think we need an improvement in the goalkeeper. I want an improvement next to Casemiro. I want a 10. I want a 9. So you're talking goalkeeper, you're talking another number 6, you're talking a 10, you're talking a 9. That's 4 of right down the spine. Adding in, like I said, Casemiro, Martinez, and Varane. So that's what it is. Like I said, if we're doing a combined 11 with Liverpool, De Gea don't get a shout against Alisson. And people say, oh, well, Alisson's much better. Alisson's one of the world's best. We're Manchester United. Why are we not aiming for the world's best? Because if we do a combined 11 with any other team in the Premier League right now, we can argue for Varane. We can argue for Martinez. We can argue for Casemiro. We can argue for Rashford.
That's facts.
Every single player should be on that. When we go to right back, it should be, we can argue for whoever the right back is, even if they're just below. I'm not saying the same level. I'm saying be in and around him. And De Gea, to me, is nowhere near Alisson. That's the level we're chasing. In terms of that role in particular, we should be best in class. Because if me and you could sit here right now and say Martinez and Varane are the best centre-backs in the league, and we have a case. We can say Casemiro is the best DM in the league, and we have a case. We can say Rashford is the best left winger in the league, and we have a case. The reason why we can't reach the Premier League is because we need to improve in so many areas. Strikers, you said the midfield is an issue, which I do agree with. I think the 10's an issue as well. We're going to see with Anthony fullbacks potentially as well. But it's all different. It's all it's different opinions on it. But I'm not against the Gea staying, but I just want us to sign a goalkeeper. That's just
your goalkeeper. But again, the way the Ten Hag spoke, though, he's like, yo, I want him to stay, man. So, you know, we might see people start turning on the manager. You know, that's just crazy. It's gonna get mad right now.
Hey, if De Gea improves at the rate he has this season, then maybe not. But we gonna see. And don't get mistaken, people. In Ten Hag, I trust. I'm fully if he wants to keep De Gea, cool. Because I've seen him improve players. I thought when Wan-Bissaka, I'm here saying, yeah, keep him. Even though I want us to go sign him.
But you can also disagree with the manager's decision as well. It's okay to disagree.
Yeah. There's certain things that he's done, and I'm like, but more often than not, when I've disagreed, he's got it right. Like when I seen that team away in the Nou Camp, I was like, all right, I still have faith because it's you, but I don't particularly like it, but he got it right. You know what I'm saying?
You got it right.
Like, they're costing the 10, and it worked. Charles, big up for the super chat, says, we'll go on to this. If Martial stays fit to the end of the season, do we keep him? And who would you bring back in this current team? Prime Rude or Carrick? So we'll go to the Martial thing as well. So if he stayed fit to the end of the season, would you keep him? Would you move him on in the summer?
This is a difficult one. If he played to a standard and he was playing at a fit level, and I mean a fit level, you know, when you're playing 90 minutes regularly, if you're playing little 40 minutes, 30 minutes here and there, no, I would sell him. But if he's playing 90-minute games, he's going through it, he's unscathed, he's processing everything well, then I would keep him. Yeah, I would keep him. But if he's coming off, bro, and he's not playing for the next 2, then he plays for the next 3 or 4. Nah, man, stay fit. Because I'm sorry, man, you've got the best rehabilitation. You got to look after your body, man. I know, you know what I mean, people can shut down and whatnot, and it's not their fault, but bro, man, something's not going right in it. And he needs to play and give me good games and give me good 90 minutes. That's all. I don't know what you think, but yeah.
Nah, in regards to it, Martial, big fan of, but I'm done. Even if he stays fit from now to the end of the season, I would still move him, man, because we can't rely on him. And what you mentioned the car analogy before when we was talking about David De Gea. What's use a great car with great interior and it's got PS5 in there and it's got TVs but no engine? What use is it?
There you go.
It's got shiny rims. You know what I'm saying? That spin is cold chrome grill. You know what I'm saying? It's got heated seats. You know what I'm saying? It's got air conditioning when it's warm, but it has no engine. That is Martial, because I don't doubt his talent. My issue with Martial is we don't see you enough on the pitch, because even this season, when he's played, he's had an impact. I have no issues. It's not a performance thing with him. We just barely see you. I said at the start of the season, but I need at least 33 league games from you, and we're getting nowhere near that. We're getting
nowhere near, bro.
Yeah, nowhere near that. I need to see more from you. So I'm hoping he can get fit and contribute towards the back end of the season, which we will discuss. And in terms of who we bring back in this current team, Prime Rude, Van Nistelrooy, or Michael Carrick, what are you saying, Saeed? Prime Rude or Prime Carrick?
I can't lie to you, man. I'm bringing back Carrick.
Fez.
You know why? Because I feel like for me, I rated Carrick very, very highly, man. A lot of people might not, and they might have appreciated it, but I'm bringing back Carrick, man. For what we need right now, control games, I think we need a Carrick, man. Imagine Carrick alongside Casemiro. Or Carrick next to I don't know, Ericsson. Listen, nobody's getting the ball off us. Nobody's getting the ball off us. Prime Rude was different levels, by the way. I think he's one of the best strikers United have ever had. What a player he was.
Van Nistelrooy was ridiculous.
I'm bringing back Prime Michael Carrick, mate. I'm telling you.
Agreed. Carrick next to Casemiro would be a massive, because we do need an upgrade on Ericsson, and that Carrick type would work perfectly. So it's kind of like, I'm with that. Charles SK, big up for the super chat as well. Over 150 of you lot locked in. We're at 83 likes, man. Let's get up to 100 likes, people. Let's do so. Let's get up to 100 likes. Continue to get your questions in. I'm starring the best questions. Big up to everyone showing love as well. Obviously, Sarcasm City TV specials. Only the biggest and best content creators, Saeed in the building. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, man. Saeed TV. The link is in the title. Click the link. Open up a whole new tab and you can go and subscribe to his channel. And again, Charles, big up for the super chat as well. But back to switching lanes, back to this season. How are you looking at it? League Cup in the bag, currently in the top 3, in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, FA Cup semi-finals as well. So top 3 in the Premier League, Carabao Cup in the bag already. You know what I'm saying? Quarterfinals of the Europa League against Sevilla, semi-finals of the FA Cup against Brighton. How are you looking at this season? We'll start. You know what? Start with whichever. So whether it's Europa League, FA Cup, or top 3. In regards to
I'm here for everything, you know, and I'm just kind of just doing it, man. I think for me, you know, when you start to kind of prioritize competition, look what happened to Arsenal, mate. You know what I mean? Like, they could be not winning anything this season. So we don't want to do no Arsenal, man. We want to win everything, man. We that kind of club that we go for everything, man. Obviously, the Premier League finish high as we can, hopefully third. And obviously the the FA Cup, Brighton's going to be tough. I can't lie to you. I think Brighton will be tough, but I feel like with Brighton, yeah, they've not been to a final since 1972, I think it is, or something like that, in the 1970s. So I feel like for me, it's a good opportunity for us to show experience. We've got players like Varane and Casemiro who's won things. They've not won anything. They could be the best team in the world, and they could be playing the best football in the world. But when you go to a final, it's different levels, bro. You got to come in, be ready. The crowd, the atmosphere, you know what I mean? Like, you could get nervous. So at the end of the day, Man United should show their mentality there. And the Europa League, I can't lie, man. I think it's 83. Yeah, that was it, 83. Yeah, man. Big up to Andy in the chat.
Big up Andy, man, with the knowledge.
Yeah, we won in the replay, I think it was. Okay. But yeah, I think for me, you know, Europa League as well. I think for me, I'm ready, man. As soon as we beat Sevilla, I'm booking my flights, man. Whoever is Turin or is it Sporting Lisbon, I want to win the Europa League. I want to be in Budapest. Bro, winning trophies. Okay. We need to make up for lost time, man. Flawless, man.
Talk about it, let's go, man.
Yeah, man. We need to make up for lost time, man. We need to win trophies and FA Cup. Bring them all, man. I mean, like, the only way you don't get tired of winning trophies. You don't get tired when you're going for something and you know the end goal. You find the extra energy out somewhere. You find the extra source of motivation. And that motivation should be winning trophies. So that's what it should be. So if you ain't willing to do that, brothers, and these players, then I'm sorry, they don't deserve. That's what I'm saying. That's why I would have held the contracts to the end. Have that incentive at the end. If you win this, you get this. I'm not saying you're not going to get it now, but I'm saying you might get a better contract. So wait until the end of summer to go and get the deal. Sorry, end of the season to go and get the deal. And for me, Europa League, Juventus is only in there. You know, who else is in there?
I'm literally pulling it up now. You got Union Saint-Gilloise, the Belgian team. So Europa League fixtures, I'll run through it now. So obviously Manchester United versus Sevilla, and then obviously the semi-final, the winner of that in the semi-final will play Juventus or Sporting, and then the other quarterfinals, Feyenoord and Roma, and the winner of that will play the winner of Leverkusen versus Union Saint-Gilloise. However you say
there you go. The Belgian team. Exactly. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, but you know it is, man. We can go far, man. I think, you know what I mean. It's you got to, especially when you go to the next semi-finals, you got to play the best, man. To beat the best, you got to play the best. So that one I'm happy with, and obviously then we've got Brighton, and obviously with the Premier League, I want to win all of it, flawless, man. I think that's what United should be doing. It would be an amazing season for the first season, and people will say, "Oh, well, you spent 200 million." Well, it don't matter about spending. Look at Chelsea this season. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Spending is one on half of the problem. You've got to make sure you manage that. You've got to make sure, for a manager who's not really had a striker all season, to still be in there is crazy, man. So I think for me, bring them all, man. Let's go for everything, broski. Let's go for it all, man. I'm here, brothers. I'm here.
Let's go. I'm with it, man. Energy, brother. I hear what you're saying, fam. This is what we're talking about. And I'm with you on that. Because again, like you said, against Sevilla, we should be able to get past them. Then it would be Sporting or Juventus, either or. Who do you think? All right, 2 questions. Who do you think will win out Sporting and Juventus, or who would you prefer to play?
Who would you win? I think for me, Juventus will have enough, man. I think with Di Maria in form.
Get past. Okay.
Yeah, I think Juventus will have enough just to kind of get over the line. Go to Juventus and then, bro, bring on Turin, man. Bring on.
So you think we'll get past? You think So you think we'll get past Juventus if we say it is a Manchester United Juventus semi?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we will,
Okay.
man. I'm backing our team. I'm not going to go in and not respect the team, but I think you know what, we will have enough. I think hopefully, you know what I mean. I've looked at that Juventus back line is poor, man. Bremer, they've got Alexandro, and then they've got someone else. They're poor, man. I've watched them this season losing to teams like Monza and them, man. Bro, come on, man. Listen, I'm telling you, man. I'll be watching Juventus, man. They're poor, man. Their defense is poor. They got overrated centre backs, overrated, full backs. Yeah, man, they're poor, man. Midfield wise, they're quality. They got Locatelli and them, man. I rate that. But it depends what Pogba's back, man. If he's ready and fit, he might have an edge to him. You never know. But yeah, they'll play ollie-ball against. They'll play counter-attacking football and just hit us on the break. They'll sit back, compact, and hit us on the break.
So you reckon we'll get to the final, and then you think we'll beat anybody in the final, whether it is a Roma or a Feyenoord or the Bayer Leverkusen or Union Saint?
Yeah. I'm confident. Once we get past semi-final, I'm confident whoever. Bring anybody else.
So you're saying Europa League, switching lanes, FA Cup, Brighton that you mentioned as well, that will be tough. Do you think we'll get past Brighton? And more than likely it's going to be a Manchester derby, obviously Manchester City in the final. So do you think we get past Brighton?
Brighton, I think we'll just about get back. I think we'll be similar to Newcastle game where we sit back, make it ugly, and just grind it out, man. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be one of them games. I just don't think. I think Brighton will outplay us. I think they'll be more expansive. They'll play better football. But like what happened with Newcastle, we'll just find a way. And I think it's sometimes when you have the experience counts for a lot, man. Because we can, in a cup semi-final, you can afford to play ugly just to get to the next round. And that's what we need to do. Our aim is to get to the next round. It's not to play pretty football. It's to play to the next round. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, for me, bro, let's go with the next one, man. And let's keep it moving, man. And hopefully Brighton's another step towards that, man.
Yeah. All right. First. And then obviously potential big, unless Sheffield United do the unthinkable, which I'm hoping for.
Man City in it. Yeah.
Man City in the final. What are you saying? I know you're going to try to get tickets if we get there. I know you're going to try and go, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get there, man. Come on, man. We're going to make sure we get that patterned. But I think with the final, it's a one-off game, innit, though? 90 minutes, anybody's game, though, innit? Really, really deep. It's anybody's game. Whoever's on form on that day, whoever finds a little bit of luck, we've beaten them with one. Was it the Community Shield one time? I think obviously they beat us in one final at Wembley. Our record against them at Wembley is they've won one over us, and we've won one in the Community Shield. I think that's the record. I'm not sure if there's any other record. So yeah, I think for me, it'll be a difficult. Don't get me wrong. Their record in Wembley is very good. Our record at Wembley is obviously we're on the mend, and we've got 1-1 this season. But in a one-off game, you never know. It's one game, innit? 90 minutes, 120 minutes, penalty shootouts. It's the look of the draw. You see what happened with Liverpool, man. Chelsea, to be fair, in both legs, you say they were a better team. But who won the both legs? Liverpool won. So, and they kind of robbed them of two. Yeah,
that's true.
So it's anybody's game on that final, if I'm being honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
It seems like you're swaying towards a Manchester United win.
Yeah, man, of course, bro. Man United to win that. Come on.
So according to you saying treble, Saeed, yeah? You're saying treble on the top 3 finish. A treble, people.
Listen,
not
man, listen, there's Skullfuggery's around somewhere, man. So I have to be very, very careful as to what I say. Yeah, shout out Skullfuggery, but if it's on, then it's on, innit? If it's there and we're there to win it, then I'm here. But like I said there, NJ said, one game at a time.
It is one game at a time.
With that one, we deal with that one.
And Tamai says, imagine if United come 5th and only win the Carabao Cup. It would be disappointing, but that's still a successful season. It'd be disappointing from this standpoint of where we're at right now. But at the start of the season, it was 5th, 6th, or a Carabao Cup and implement a style of play. I've said it before, I'll say it again. To me, Manchester United have already had a successful season. All of this now is how successful the season's going to be. But the season's I'm already over the moon. Yes, would I be disappointed if it ended that way? Yes. But we've already had a successful season. Ended the trophy drop and implemented.
I think we'll get top 4 anyway, man.
Oh, yeah. I think top 4 will happen. I'm just saying worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, we still had a great season. Still had a successful season. Which I'm over the moon about. And to LFC for the W says, what is United's style of play? It varies. Sometimes we'll play deeper. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes we'll play deep and hit teams on the counter. Sometimes we'll be a bit more expressive and bop teams off the park. It varies. We don't.
Yeah.
Styles make fights. We don't go into every match playing the exact same way because that makes you predictable. The fact that we can do different things I like. because certain teams can only play expansive attacking football. Then you know what you're getting. Certain teams can only sit sit defensively and then hit you on the counter attack. We've done both, so that's what I like about what Ten Hag's done. So Alpha, you said United have had the easiest run of games out of all the top 6 teams. In what, Alpha? What are you talking about? In what? You talking about in the cups? What you on about? Now you have to elaborate.
You have to elaborate, mate.
Elaborate on that, please, you lot. Hit the like buttons as well. Make sure you lot subscribe. Continue to bump up the likes. Continue to subscribe as well. Road to 7K people. We're at 6,065. 5 more, man. There's over 160 of you lot. Girls up to 6,070. And like check 1212. Too short of 100. Girls up to 100 likes. In the Premier League, how have we had all the easiest runs out of all the top 6 teams? What?
He might be maybe away from home. We've only played certain games, but bro,
no, we played everyone. We've played City away. We've played Liverpool away. We played Arsenal away. We've played Chelsea away. The only one left is
exactly. What more do you? Yeah, it's only Spurs, really. Yeah,
it's only Spurs out of the top 6, and you can say Newcastle away, which is coming up on Sunday. Oh, we're saying games. We're saying games left. Oh, we're talking about insane games left. Yeah, cool. But like I said, the Premier League's finished top 4.
Easiest running. Maybe he's running.
Did you mean running? Because he said easiest run of games out of all top 6 teams. So yeah.
If
games remaining, cool. Hopefully. I'm glad then. Good.
And that's what I'm saying. We're complaining.
No complaining.
You think we're complaining?
Yeah. Like I'm great. You know what I'm saying? We have the easiest run of games left. Hey, that's good. I've not checked it out properly to know. Because the Premier League I've kind of checked out from because it's the only competition left and we can't win. I'm just looking at it from a momentum and a form situation. But the Premier League, I'm not fully invested in. I'm fully invested in the Europa League and the FA Cup. Because there are 2 trophies we can win. Go win a treble, which would be an absolutely magnificent season. That's a 12 out of 10 season if Manchester United pick up all 3 trophies and pick up 3 out of 4 trophies in Ten Hag's first season.
Facts.
Great platform for next season. The confidence that will give the players and give the manager and give players who are potentially coming into Manchester United if we manage to pick up 3. Flawless and Saeed, are you concerned about the Newcastle United attacking style, but it's going to be difficult at St. James's Park? I do hope we win 2-1.
Yeah, it's a good point, I think it's a good point that, I think they play ugly, man. It's not ugly in a way that I'm people should be damning it. I think it's ugly in the this them kind of games where you used to go like, shit, man, that's gonna be tough. Like Stoke away. Remember Stoke away back in the day? Like there's certain games where they make it difficult for you and that. This is another ground, man. They make it difficult for you. They don't apparently the stat is that 55 minutes of play is being played in open play at their ground, or that's what they do this season. Only 55 minutes, so you can see there's a lot of time wasted, a lot of messing around, a lot of make it difficult. So yeah, man, they got dogs in their team, man, and they got fighters, man. So we got to be battling, broski. I can't lie to you, man. It's gonna be tough. We got to battle, man, and by means everybody needs to plug in. Everyone needs to get in, shape. So yeah, man, it's gonna be tough, man. But hopefully we're gonna be in there, man. I'm gonna be fighting. But I'll take any win, man. I'll take a deflection. I'll take a last minute. I'll take anything, bro. Just give me that win. Give me that win.
It is. In terms of it, Newcastle, you mentioned it there, tough place to go. Defensively, so good. Am I concerned about their attacking style? No, because Newcastle don't score goals like that. They don't score goals. This is why they drew. I think it's more than half their games. But is it going to be tough going there? Yes. 110% it's going to be tough going there. Do I think we can get the win? Absolutely, we can go there and get the win. But like I said, it's just about ticking over in the Premier League to me. It's all about keeping momentum for the cup competitions because form is not something you can switch on and off. That's what I would say. Would you be mixed? Mitchell says, would you be concerned if you wake up Tuesday morning and you're down to 5th? No.
Season's not done, man. Season's not done. We got Brentford in midweek as well. For me, there's no time to stress. It's like I need you to react Wednesday. Then I need you to react Wednesday. So for me, it's a long race, man. It's still a lot of games left to be played. I know there's only 12, 11, but we got to keep going. There's no time. Obviously, there's an initial reaction of we'll be disappointed. Like when we do our podcast on Sunday or whatever, we'll be like, shit, man, we lost today and it's disappointment. But we have to keep going, man. It's a long race. Yeah. I want to see these guys heads up. I always say heads up. Heads up, man.
Heads up. Heads up. So yes, Miggs Mitchell, no, I would not be concerned if we're down to 5th because I've seen this team bounce back from defeats, some terrible defeats at that. You know what I'm saying? The whole debacle that happened at Anfield, you would have thought our season was over. Now, 2-3 weeks later, what does it mean? It was just a terrible day in the history of Manchester United Football Club, and that was it. We go and
Facts,
continue,
it's
and
true.
we've had a successful season. We could have even more of a successful season.
Even more, bro.
Without
I
doubt.
think even more, and I think
100%.
that's ultimately, that's what it's about, man. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of exciting time left the season, man. I think you know what,
Facts.
ultimately, I'm happy where we are, man. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now we go and keep on going. It's exciting times, man. 2 competitions and the top 4 race as well. It's exciting times, man. Obviously,
Absolutely.
content galore. It's gonna be
Yo,
madness.
content
Up and
galore
down.
is gonna be crazy. That's the one thing. So much content. Then passionate
So much
Saeed fan
content.
comes, man, outside Old Trafford. I'm telling you.
Bro, we here, man. We're front line, man. We're there. You know what I mean? Hopefully for the right reasons, but
Nah, man,
yeah,
we
man,
will
it's
be
gonna
for the
be.
right reasons. 100%.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, hopefully, like I said, it's going to be interesting, man. Because teams that like for me, Everton next Saturday, everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's easy 3 points. I'm not, because they're going to be fighting for their lives.
Easy, no,
You know what I mean?
definitely not
So
easy. 12:30 kickoff
everything's
as well.
12:30 kickoff, so it's going to be tough, man. So I'm here for everything, man. I'm just going to be literally be like, yo, everybody must perform, man. Everybody get their head in the game, and you know what I mean, and start winning games, bro. That's what we got to
Yes,
do, man.
we gotta do. So before we continue, so you've already said obviously top 4 you think United will finish. Europa League we odds on. FA Cup will be tougher. Just quickly, because I know you gotta go. Arsenal or Manchester City for the league title, who wins it?
I think Arsenal win it, man. I ain't
You
gonna
got
lie to you,
Arsenal
man.
time. Okay.
You know what I mean? I think for me, Arsenal win it. I just feel like Man City, I think will drop points before the end of the season. That's the way I look at it. And I think Arsenal have created a cushion. If they could go to Anfield, get a draw,
Hmm.
and then obviously get a draw at Man City, I think the league's wrapped up for them, man.
Yes.
I think Arsenal will have that momentum. I don't know what it is for me. I just think Arsenal. I thought they would have folded, but they keep going. They've got that mentality. That win against was it against Bournemouth? That was a key win for me.
Oh, you're talking
Key
about
win.
when Reece Nelson scored late. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
the
what you're
Reece
saying.
Nelson one. The Reece
Mhm,
Nelson one, bro. I think that was a big win, man.
mhm.
So yeah, bro, I'm gonna go for that one, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
And quickly, 2 other things. Obviously, very tight down the bottom end of the table. From 20th Southampton all the way to 12th place Crystal Palace. It's only 4 points.
Yeah,
Which 3 teams are going down?
I'm gonna go with Southampton to go down.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Forest to go down,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say Bournemouth to go down.
First. First.
Forest, Southampton, Bournemouth.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And just last question
But you
before I
know
let
what?
you
It
go.
could be anyone, though. I'll be honest with you. It
It's
could be
very tight
anyone.
down the bottom end of the table, 100%. 100%. Before I let you go, Champions League finalists and who wins the final? Because we know quarterfinals, we know potential semi-finals, we know potential final.
I'm gonna go with Bayern Napoli final.
Bayern Napoli. So you got Bayern getting past City and then Bayern getting past Chelsea or Real Madrid, and
That's the
presuming
right
that Real
two
Madrid are
areas,
through.
isn't it? Is that the right
Yeah, yeah,
two?
yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah. They're on the other side of the draw. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Bayern Napoli final,
Bayern Napoli. And who wins the
and
final?
then Napoli to win it.
Okay, so you got Napoli
Osimhen
winning
last minute winner,
that. Yeah, fairs, fairs, fairs. All
and then
right.
he leaves and he
Like,
comes United.
this guy. Dream world, giddy, you know.
I had to do
Get
it,
it.
you know what I
You
mean?
know what I'm saying?
Get
Get
it,
it.
get it.
Let's get it. Shout out to Nuruddin, man. Don't get too giddy. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
But
get
large
too
up to
giddy.
everyone in the chat. Like I said, make sure you subscribe to Saeed's channel. Saeed, bless having you on as always.
Come on, man. Always,
As
man.
always,
It's always
man.
a pleasure.
Yeah,
We need
love,
to
man.
collab more, man. So you get me. It's gonna be more collabs coming. Me and Flawless. It'll be whole tight Sarcasm City. Like I said, man, Flawless is the most hardworking YouTuber out there. People talk about
Love, man.
me, but I'm telling you right now, every minute I'm checking Flawless's live. Either it's
Love, man.
Twitch, either it's YouTube, either it's what I mean, and he's also doing every sort of sport, football, everything, man. So
Basketball, we
yeah,
got
man.
coming up as well, people. We're going to add to
There
that.
you go,
I'm bringing
man.
the boxing show back as well, people. I'm bringing the boxing
There
show
you
back.
go.
100%.
Well, by the way,
Bringing it
quick
back.
prediction. You think this weekend AJ or
I
the other
think
brother?
AJ will do the business. I think AJ
Yeah,
will beat Franklin. I think he should do the business. If
I
AJ's
think it'll be a
anywhere near
dead
the
fight.
level it
It'll be a dead
is,
fight. Franklin ain't the most explosive fighter. You know
you
what I
don't
mean?
think
So
Franklin's coming to try and knock him out? I think Franklin's gonna
nah,
go
I
try
think
and go
for
for the
me,
jugular.
I think AJ will just kind of almost just like do the clever boxing, show what he's about, because I feel like people want to see AJ as a boxer rather than a knockout. Because obviously with the Usyk fight, I think AJ did really clever box for me. So yeah, man, I want to go for him to win, but I think it's gonna be another kind of almost like one of them kind of just a professional fight from AJ.
Well, first, all right, we're gonna see that. So there you go, people. There you have it. You can catch me on Saeed's channel. 9 p.m. every Sunday, Unfiltered Podcast. Saeed, Double A, The GOAT, Andy Tate, and myself, MUFC Unfiltered Podcast. There is a playlist for it on this channel, people. So if you want to go and you want a playlist and you just want to see the Unfiltered Podcast, click that, and then you can see all the shows. I update it on a weekly basis, as well as the Sarcasm City TV specials as well. So if you just want to see, I'm saying the biggest content creators who are on there, like I said, Saeed's here now, had Kendall on yesterday, Rants on the day before that, Troops on the day before that. So it's like, make sure you go check him out. But Saeed, let him know what you got coming up, obviously, for the weekend and the rest of next week, and anything else you want to add.
Yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's here, man. I am going to be doing the watch along for tomorrow Liverpool game. So make sure you check it for that. I might be doing a me and Chris was talking about it today, man, like doing a little soccer Saturday where I just basically just talk about all the games. So any games that goes on. Yeah, man. So that'll happen 3 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for that. And then obviously I'll be doing a Germany game where the Bundesliga, Bayern versus Dortmund. Big
Bayern
game.
Dortmund's going on at 5:30. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
5:30. So yeah, I'll be doing that. I won't be doing the Chelsea game because I find them boring, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, yeah, great. I don't lie, I can't be asked, man. It's been every time I watch them, it's a 1-1 or something, man. But yeah, check out that, man. But also just check out the channel in general, Saeed TV. And yeah, man, love for having me on always, man.
Anytime, man. We're going to get you back on for another special and we'll collab more outside of that. But like I said, every Sunday, if you like the connection and the link up with me and Saeed, every Sunday on his channel, 9 p.m. MUFC Unfiltered Podcast. And like I said again, playlist for it on here. And like I said again, link for his channel is in the title as well. Saeed, I know you got a shoot off as well, so big up for joining as always. I'm going to run through some more of the comments as well before literally.
Come on, man. Love having me on, man.
Every time, man. And yeah, LFC for the double. It's only right to introduce Saeed correctly. He said that intro like Paul Heyman introducing Brock Lesnar. Big up to Agal, says flawless. You're the hardest working man on YouTube. Respect your work ethic. Big up to Agal. I see you doing big things as well. David says big up these two legends and all the legends in the chat. Fact, speaking of legends, big up my guy Eddie, who you see on the channel all the time. Run the likes up. Shout out to the two realists as well. Let's see. Big up Ray Millie, who says see enough growth recently. Big up Flawless. Jesse says flawless. You reckon we can still win the Premier League with De Gea? When I initially got asked this question by, it was Mertaz when we were talking about, I said no. Can we? Yes, but it makes it tougher with him for the reasons we stated. And I'm sure on the Mandem United podcast, I'll be discussing this in depth. And Alpha, you asked this twice, so you said flawless. Thoughts on the Greenwood situation? Would you buy a striker if Greenwood is allowed back? My stance on the Greenwood situation, and this ain't you, Alpha, because regular watchers will know. When I've spoken on the Greenwood situation, my stance don't change. I don't want to see him back at the football club, and I think it's wrong if Manchester United bring him back. So no, I don't want to see him back. And do people, obviously, Alpha, you now know this, and I know new people will ask, but for anyone who's here watching, you don't have to ask me this again because my stance on this don't change. It's not like a De Gea situation where I'm saying, well, maybe if he does this and this improves in his game. No, my stance on the Greenwood situation remains the same. What he did was despicable, and no, I don't want to see him in a Manchester United shirt again. I'll answer a final few questions before we close out as well. Dennis says, I love Saeed and flawless work rate. Too many guys in the YouTube scene making top content. Big up. Alpha says this, will you do a collab with Lee Gunner? Flawless. I legit had him on today. He was on here today. But am I going to try and sort something out more regular with him? Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, so but Lee Gunner, he did a special today and he's done previous specials as well. So make sure you check that out, people. I hope you lot enjoyed this special with Saeed, the one with Lee Gunner. Like I said, the one yesterday with Kendall, the one the day before that with Ransom, the one the day before that with Troops as well. I may have one more special coming up on Sunday. I'm trying to organize that. But in regards to the content, we're back to regular scheduling, people. So Saeed mentioned it. We also, not only do we go live on the YouTube, we also go live on the Twitch, people. So we're back live tomorrow in a big way. 3 watch-alongs on the Twitch, people. 3 watch-alongs on the Twitch, people. 3 free watch-alongs on the Twitch, people. So we're starting with Manchester City versus Liverpool, 12:30 p.m. UK time. Then straight after that, Arsenal versus Leeds watch-along, 3 p.m. UK time, and then after that, 5:30 p.m. UK time, Chelsea versus Aston Villa. And then later on in that night as well, I was debating whether to do a Q&A, but I probably won't. What I'm going to do is the Twitch. I'm going to bring back big fights, big nights only. So not straight after, but like half an hour after the Joshua Franklin fight, the boxing show will be back. But it'll be up on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And that it will be up on Twitch. What do you mean the League Gunner? Nah, the League Gunner one's on YouTube. Just refresh. It's on there. I'm legit having a look here right now as we speak. It's on the YouTube. Or if you go to the playlist, it's visible on YouTube. I'm having a look now. YouTube just be playing up. That's another thing as well to people. Everyone, sometimes you don't get notified when we go live on YouTube. So to make sure you get notified every single time we go live on the YouTube or the Twitch, make sure you're following Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. That's at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. The links for that is underneath in the description, because I always post on the Twitter. I always post on the Instagram story every single time we go live. So make sure you check out the upcoming live stream schedule as well. Broderick says, big up, we're going to get you on the Big Six. God willing, man, it will happen. You know what I'm saying? Big up the Big Six gang, because obviously I work with Saeed. I work with Matisse over there. Grizz I'm cool with as well, but big up to what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's there. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, public, it's there. So you just have to look. It's on the live section. If you look, you'll find it. That's all. But large up everyone who continues to support, man. Like I said, these specials will probably bring back after the season's over and bring on. Is there anyone names you lot? Let me know any names. Anyone you've seen on the specials you'd like me to get back, like a Saeed, like a Rants, like a Troops, anyone who's not been on, anyone who I'm saying maybe not as well known as them, but let me know. I'm going to continue to bring you lot the best specials. I do enjoy these. I get to be a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan first and foremost. Don't get it mistaken, people, of Saeed, of Troops, of a Rants. Like, I'm a fan, without doubt. And to Alpha, who says, get Lee Gunner. Lee Gunner was on earlier, like I stated. Lee Gunner was on earlier. He was. But yeah, man, just love to you lot, man. Because the way you lot continue to support is absolutely sick. Goonie I've had on as well, but I get him back on. Goonie was on. Goonie's been on. Hassam's been on as well. Make sure you lot check him out, but I get those two back. But check out the playlist. All you have to do is go to playlist and go to Sarcasm City TV specials, and you will see all of these. I've had legit the majority on. You know what I'm saying? And I've had, not on the specials, but I've had Temi on Mandem United podcast. A gal I'll have to shout as well. A gal's a shout, actually. A gal's someone I've not had on specials. 100%. It is. But yeah, man, you lot, it's just, you know, the way you lot continue to support is sick. But yeah, boxing show is back. You know what I'm saying? That's the decision I've just made on this show. Boxing show is back tomorrow night after the AJ Franklin fight. Big fights, big nights only, people. It's back. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Goonie, I'll bring back. Henry Wright, I don't know like that, but I have to check out. But yeah, love to you lot, man, who just continue to support. 114 likes, gone over 6K as well, which is absolutely immense. So early in the year as well. 6,068. We are 6,668, man. So get us to 6,070. Yes, Matisse is someone alpha that I'm going to try and get on as well. I didn't manage to pattern it this week or the last time, but I'm definitely going to get him on. You know what I'm saying? And like Matisse, my guy, it's his birthday as well, so I need to reach out to him, actually. I need to reach out to him because it's his birthday. So love and happy birthday to man, in it. But like I said, love to everybody who has locked in. We'll be there for the Chelsea Twitch stream. We'll miss the City stream. Got work tomorrow. I hear you. Are you live anymore tonight? Not on this channel. I'm over on Big Six Bants, which we're going to redirect to now. Monts is going live 8:45 p.m. So big up to Monts. Big up the whole Big Six Bants familiar. So I won't be live tonight. Maybe on clubs, but it's highly unlikely. But I've already updated the live stream schedule for the next 2 weeks. So you lot know what's coming up to, not next week Sunday, not the Sunday after, the Sunday after that. So all the way to April, I believe it's like the 15th. Let me check. I'll check right now. Yeah, April the 16th. I've updated both here on the YouTube and on the Twitch because you get separate content on both. Chris says, expressions you and Matisse would be fire show. God willing, I work with X at some point. Salute to X, man. What that brother's doing is incredible. 100%. Norridin, that's the OG, man. That's big bro. I do need to shout Norridin. Everybody just be busy, that's all. But anyways, I'm a quit talking, people, and rest up before the show. Big up to you lot. You know what I'm saying? Continue to hit the like, continue to subscribe. One more piece of information as well. I know I throw a lot of information at you lot, but you lot are definitely smart enough to take it on board. This show, the Sarcasm City TV special, this one with Saeed, and all the other shows are available on audio-only platforms. So SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and it will pop up. Like I said, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. You might not want the YouTube app open. You might want to listen while you're working, while you're cleaning, while you're cooking, while you're driving, wherever it is. But yeah, and again, no, another one, Flex, man. God willing, I worked with him. Super talented as well. Well, yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Saeed every time. Big up to all of you lot. This has been the Sarcasm City TV special with special guest Saeed live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.